Today we're going to be talking about, are the agendas being pushed through the rap music?
J'ai connu des hivers si froids, de la pluie et des silences. Je m'en vantais dans tes bras, des ailes de soleil comme chez moi.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And go ahead and hit that share button if you haven't already. All right? Today we're going to be talking about, are the agendas being pushed through the rap music? All right? And when I talk about that, we have to relate it to, are these guys literally signing a contract and the person that they're signing to is telling them, you must talk like this, you must dress like this, you must act like that? Do you think that's what's really going on? Or do you think that they're just letting these guys be who they are? Well, you got to look at it like this when it comes to the music industry. It's a business. They don't necessarily know what the youth is going to do. They cannot predict the future. They sign people up to continue to be who they are, that's already making them popular. So you have to understand this. It's not like the music changes when they sign a record deal. They just become a slave to the persona and the personality that they already invented. When it comes to fashion trends and it comes to clothes, it's a little different because that just changes with the youth. Now, behind the scenes, there is a lot of funny bunny that does go on. And a lot of your artists are coming across sweeter than normal. For one, most of them are coming from single parent homes. For two, over 98% of rappers have never graduated from high school. Step three, when they go to sign this money and they go to get rich and they go to sign the contracts, they're normally already in survival mode. And that's what I'm going to talk about today, is survival mode. It's what's causing these musicians to act the way they act, to be who they are, because they're weaker. But as an artist, when they start off making their music and they're in the basements and they're traveling from studio to studio, they're taking everything they got and they're putting it into their image. A lot of these guys are not the drug dealers that they portray their music. They were actually regular people at home that constantly kept making music. But they were starving. They didn't have any money. They were in survival mode. They had to survive off the music. The music had to make them money. The thing is, when they're handed this amount of money, they're normally being in survival mode. They're not who they really are because they've been broken inside. So a lot of these people that are entertainers, not just rappers, but in the entertainment industry, period, all of these people are coming from a survival state of mind. Not many come in already financially set. Most of the people that's signing and getting deals and going to the top are all coming from survival situations. It's just that when it comes to rap music, it's already a negative influence. So the survival tactics are a little bit more brutal than normal. So they are coming from drug addict situations. They are coming from seeing a lot of death. They are seeing a lot of depression in the neighborhoods that they're from, and it has weakened these men. So you're taking men whose souls have been broken and they don't have any money, and then all of a sudden they're giving thousands of dollars. Okay, when they're giving thousands of dollars, they conform to the person that's saving them. That's typically how it works. It's no differently than you joining the police department. When you join the police department, you start seeing people different because you and the people that you're under are under a different type of doctrinization. This is why a lot of black dudes that join the police department, they start understanding why a lot of cops think the way they think, especially when it comes to black people. You have the same type of mindset in the fire department. You have the same type of mindset in corporations. When you first start working a job, you look at everybody differently and all their personalities. But once you conform to that job and you become part of the doctrinization of that job, now you and everybody at the job who's under the same doctrination are under the same beliefs of making the company better. They're going to know who's coming to the job and who's going to leave. And when you're under that doctrinization, you can have somebody at your job that don't even know how to do the job good. But being that they've been there so long and they're under the same doctrination, they get to stay. This is what happens when you're under doctrinization. They surround themselves with people who believe and act the same way that they act. The fastest way to get your doctrinization out is to give somebody money who's in survival mode who don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? You go to a dog pound right now and get a rescue dog, it doesn't know its personality until it gets inside of a home. That'll determine if it's going to be a crazy dog or if it's going to be a loving dog based off of how the owner treats it, how the doctrinization is implanted into that. It's the same thing with children. Children are so innocent. That's why these agendas aim for kids, because they don't know anything yet. But guess what? An adult turns into a little kid whenever their soul is broken. So a lot of these rap artists that are becoming rich and famous overnight, it's because their souls got purchased because they never had a foundation to themselves. So now the agendas say, here, you must continue doing what you're doing, because the agendas don't care if it's destroying the black community. They just care about making the money. This could come from a white rapper, a black rapper, Mexican. It don't matter. It's all just money. But there is an agenda to get money out of it. The same way that the artists have to portray these images to impress it to the little kids, guess what? The car company has to make money too. The designer of the clothes have to make money too. Everybody's attached to the artist to make money because they all got agendas. I want my Mercedes to stand out more in this video, or I want my clothes to stand out more. And the label's like, all right, I just need them to get out there and perform. But the artists are the ones that are getting bounced around because they don't have any souls inside. They sold their soul for money, so they're under different doctrinizations. All right, I gotta wear these clothes, or I gotta portray this image. I gotta keep talking about the same watch in every song. I gotta keep talking about the same chain in every video. I gotta keep showing the same type of women because everybody is falling for it. And my doctrinization says this is what I do because these are the people that saved me. They saved me from starving. I'm not smart enough to go start my own business. But what I'm gonna have is a lot of people that come in my life that know how to run business, and they're gonna tell me if I give them a certain amount of money, they'll run the business for me. But when it's all said and done, I'm only getting crumbs off of what they was getting off the loan I gave them. That's what happens with these artists. They're soulless because they're in survival mode, and all that money saves them from all the hardship they thought they was gonna have to go through, so they go under that doctrinization. It's all about rulership. When you're a boss and you own businesses, and I'm a business owner, I know. Your doctrinization is everybody that wants to see your business grow. So if somebody comes into your business and they don't agree with what your business is doing, but everybody around you agree with the same flow, you got to get rid of that person because they're under the wrong doctrinization. Every person, every business, everywhere you go, there's always an agenda. Blacks to look at white people in America and be like, the whites got an agenda to hold us back. But instead, we got a lot of successful black people out here that ignored it all and became successful. But white people can't go to India and run it. They can't go to China and run it. They can't go to Middle East and run it. Why? Because that's their doctrinization. You got to go to Africa. That's where black doctrinization is at. You're in America. This is white doctrinization. You have to understand, this is their world. Period. I don't care how you put it. You're not going to go to South America with the same doctrinization that you have in America. It's just not going to work that way. So once you realize that when it comes to these agendas, nobody's necessarily aiming to hold people back They're aiming to make money. The agenda and the objectives is to make money. See, the more feminine the men are, the more they can show off those little clothes that the gay designers make. And then people go and buy the clothes. The agenda, get the rapper to wear it. So the rapper sells the clothes and they continue to go to Gucci. They continue to go to Prada. They continue to go to places and blow their money at places that wealthy people don't even go to. Those are the agendas. If tomorrow the world started liking Talib Kweli and Common and all them that was rapping consciously, the world will follow it. But you're only gonna have rappers that are not smart falling for the agendas. Kendrick Lamar didn't fall for it. J. Cole didn't fall for it. Look at all the big stars that didn't fall for it, and look at the rappers that did fall for it, that spend all their time getting high, sipping on lean, doing drugs, when they're just waiting for those guys to just die off. But the ones who are smart don't push the agendas. But everybody has an agenda, even the job you go to. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully this helped you out. Hasta la vista.